It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Steelers and the Colts, and it's all up next.
Sanchez ready to go, and we are underway from Lucas Oil Stadium. Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants. But his talents will reveal. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. Now Jones. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42. And in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Throwing Jones. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And this defense here on a gain of 12.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
First and 10, Taylor now. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
On second down, it's Taylor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Steeler defense locked in, forcing an upcoming fourth down. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. Seibert able to knock this one through. And the points hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. It's a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They won in 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
They should be happy. The guys are good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive back.
Johnson on poke free, football's out. And I believe the Colts have recovered. Yes, they have.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. The second down play not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Austin Seibert sets up for the field goal try. He connected on his first, this from 41. Seibert's kick is good, and that will make it 6-0. So the fumble recovery set up an ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
Yeah, when you're able to force turnovers, especially when there's a field position like that, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Off the bootleg, Jones. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Off play action, Jones. He's going to sling this deep downfield.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
This is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because There's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. The catch and run there, good for 16 in the first. 6-0 our score after one. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 26 yards. And the Colts are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, it's only week 1, CD, but right now this offense, they look in mid-season form.
And what we're seeing is the benefits of all their dedication in the offseason. OTAs, mini camps, preseason, you name it, they did it. The work in preparation, we're seeing them play really well right now. They're making it all pay off.
Now he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Going to try and return it. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Meanwhile, Jones' throw complete there to Johnson. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And 3rd and 1 now. Back to throw. Jones. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. On the draw, it's Harris. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
With his size, man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
The Steelers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Boswell's kick is good, and they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Pittsburgh offense making their way back out. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he went nowhere. He went backwards, back to the 33. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, we know the guys up front have to protect when it's a pass play, but it's really out wide. Sometimes you're going to swing a tight end or maybe even offensive tackle to get out there, but most of the time it's fellow wide receivers, and they really weren't up to the task there, were they?
Do you like that call on your own side of the field?
I don't mind that call at all, just about anywhere. But the key is you have to have the confidence, and then they have to execute their blocking assignments. Otherwise, you get the end result we just saw there.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing right, and that's complete. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Back to throw now on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to float this one deep right side. He's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. It looks like we'll have to wait another week to get our first halftime report of the season as we move right along to the second half. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he returns this to the 22. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. They're in coverage to knock it free. Andrew Wingard.
Now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They give to Taylor out of the gun. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still had the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. So good coverage there defensively as it looks like they'll force a punt on this opening drive of the 3rd.
Well, let's coach them up a little bit from right here in the booth. That's exactly what they needed to do. They need to start stringing together some stops, turning the ball over back to their offense, and trying to get back into this game.
Yeah, a couple scores down, but they can eat into that quickly with a nice drive here on the other side. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
On 2nd down, this is Harris.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on here to punt it away. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Back to throw here. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
They'll drop to throw. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley Cox.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. A nice throw right there, and these fans getting their first look at their QB1 of the future. I'd imagine it's got to be a big plus for him to get his first start here in front of that home crowd.
I know there's a school of thought about getting your first start away from home so you don't have the extra pressure of that crowd behind you. But I say ride the wave, embrace it. Go ahead and play to that level. I think it's going to benefit him in the long run.
A nice completion there for the 1st down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game has his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
Back to throw again. Flushed out, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance.
Under pressure, they got him again. Larry Ogunjobi drops him again for the 2nd straight play, and it brings up 4th down. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. Back now in Indianapolis as we are set to bring you the home stretch here, the 4th quarter.
Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
Officially just 27 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive. And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ball game.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
Man, to put it mildly, but look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They run once more with Taylor. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Seibert able to knock this one through. And the lead stretches. 16-3 now.
So maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the fourth.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field.
Well, this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Back to throw. Jones.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end, Freiermuth.
A gain of 8 there on the play. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Over the middle, complete. It's Harris.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones.
Pass complete. George Pickens with it.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 29-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Johnson. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 15-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. They'll look to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Jones, sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Jones.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Desperation time now. Here's Jones. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Colts are going to take over with a football. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the fourth quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. On the handoff, Taylor. And down he'll go at the 25. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the first round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the first round, people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top roll, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
Again, it's Taylor. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a gain of 8 there, and that should be enough to seal the victory. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps for these situations, these scenarios.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. That's Cameron Hayward who got in there to take him down. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to go for a big play downfield. It's caught at the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The city always a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that